welcome back to the channel. This is the third time I'm trying to make this. I got people out here that are, just standing in front of my windows, like coughing and hacking and getting all kinds of crazy. So it's like, man, third time, let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna talk about like cleaning the studio. What kind of equipment that I use personally. It does vary on every individual school owner. They have their thing, but this is what I found that I use through my years of running a studio and keeping my studio clean. I'll go over some of the stuff that I keep stocked up, consistent, because once you get, some students in and out quite often, then these things get used a lot, and you're gonna have to probably do that about once a day, keep everything stocked up if you have a big school and a lot of students roll in. Okay, but before we get into all of this cleaning stuff, if I can have you guys do a huge favor for me, give me a like on this video, subscribe to this video, and then share it, and then go ahead and comment down below what you think about this, because I like to know what you guys think, and if you have any of your clean equipment or any storage or anything really, go ahead and put them in the comment, because I like reading those, and then kind of nerding out on Taekwondo with you guys. So, okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and first talk about my cleaning stuff. Okay, so let's bring you in here a little bit. Okay, so let's start off on this side. So what I would do is I always keep some hand soap. Now this is just my first bottle. I just kind of bought all this stuff because I'm pretty new on this, but I got hand soap, and I keep that stocked up pretty consistently there. Of course, toilet paper. You need toilet paper, and this is just what I have in the back. I got a couple big deals of that back there, so I'm stocked on that. And then I got rolls, towel dispensers for my towel dispenser. I got probably, I think, about 8 or 9 of those to start with, and I got most of the stuff on Amazon. But let's move on. Let's go to, I just got a small bottle of Pine Sol here. Pine Sol always seemed to be pretty good. I mean, it smells amazing in here right now. I just had someone come in and they're like, man, this smells really good. So I enjoyed that. And then I got 409, just an all-purpose cleaner for bathrooms, countertops, my chairs, things like that. I do 409, and it's a lemon scent. So if you see that, lemon scent right there. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Now with the towel, so I've had, I use like just the regular towels that you get at Walmart, just a big roll, the ones you can throw away. And I use the heck out of those, and those just, I started like needing to buy a whole lot more of those. I'm like, I can't do this. One, it's annoying going back and forth to the store every couple weeks when you're, out of towels. But I do these now. I do have a kind of a detail business that I got, and I bought a bunch of these towels that I would do on detailing jobs, but I just use these. I use them for about 2 weeks, whatever, wipe everything down, go home, clean them, or throw them away, bring new ones in. I would recommend having a towel to do that, and then you can always wash it, use it once, wash it, whatever it is, because we're only doing this like once a week. If something like spills or whatever, then you'd use it a little bit more, but other than that, you're not going to use it too much to where it's going to be germy and all that. You can just go home and wash it. So let's move on to my mop and mop bucket. So this mop bucket I've had from day one, from my first studio in like 2008. This was my first deal. I've had it in the storage unit, and I brought it out, and now it's in the studio, and it knows its job. I've used this a lot, and I love it. And I have 2 mop brooms. So I have this one that is strictly for my training floor, and then I got my old original one that now I use for just strictly parent sitting, and then back room, front door, things like that. I don't have the mop brooms on them because I'm gonna go home and wash them. But this one is strictly for my floor, and it has a Velcro liner on them that once I take the mop broom off, then I will slap a kind of a towel mop on here, and then I could like spritz the my training floor with some cleaning solution, and then I just take the moisture off with the mop, and then it'll dry faster, because if anyone knows, like when you you know, mop the floor, it takes forever to dry sometimes, and if you do it right before a class, then you're going to have footprints and feet all over your floor, and that's not a good deal. So you want to make sure that your training floor is completely dried, and that mop broom helps quite a bit there. So have that. Okay, let's move on to the places that you should clean and how often you should clean. So I clean my studios once a week. When I did have a lot of students, I would have classes up to Saturday. A lot of times Saturday would be my testing days. So I would either do it right after that testing or on Sundays. And I started just kind of coming in on Sundays, doing a clean up everything, and then Monday they come in and it's fresh all week, and then I would clean it there. So I started doing once a week on Sundays. Today it's a Saturday, so I'm just in here. I'm going to be in here. I got my sign says open for, you know, anyone that wants to come in, check the place out, sign up for, you know, classes, things like that. So I'm open anyway. So I just want to come in clean. So this is the first week that I have cleaned. So we got that good. But what I would do is I would start on the floor first, the workout floor. I would take my mop broom and I would just mop broom the whole floor, get kind of just the debris, the little laces or the fibers off of uniforms, things like that, and then I'd brush everything off onto the floor, and then I would take my other mop, and then I would do mop the floor, and then I would push everything up to the front door. And then I would take a broom and then broom up all the debris, pretty explanatory, and then I'd throw it out, throw it in the trash, whatever it is. And then I would start doing my mopping. And so with the mopping, and I had this mistake once early in my deal. So what I did is I would start from the easiest point, which was, you know, from here, it would be the easiest point, starting from there, and then I left myself in the corner of the wall there. You know, every professional would probably laugh at that now, but I would start on a wall. Then I would, you know, mop up here, and then I would take my other floor mop with the towel deal on it, and then I would just kind of go over and then mop the moisture up with that, and then it would dry a little bit faster for me. And so that's what I'm kind of doing now. And then I just mop all the way to the end, and then I would start mopping from the back room out that direction, and then I would just go back from there, and then I would take the 409, of course, mop the bathroom floor, things like that. Then I would take the 409, and then I would start in the bathroom, and I would clean all of that. And let me show you a couple little detailed spots that I would probably recommend you guys mop or clean when you're in the bathroom. And this is what I kind of figured out to do. Is you see these handles here, I would clean those when you have like a big student base there. And of course, The handle, toilet handle is an important one, clean the whole toilet. These handles, pretty explanatory, but those, for me, I've always neglected those. And that was always a big thing that I was like, okay, I got to clean those. Because, who knows what kind of handle or what kind of hands that, who grabs them, little kids, things like that. And then I would concentrate on the door handles. So I got one in and out, and I would 409 that, make sure that that I got all the handles cleaned. And what that would do is that protects sickness from coming into your studio as much and out of the studio. I think, and then I do have a bottle of like hand cleaner deal that they did when the COVID thing started going around. So I have a bottle of that up at the counter. So I have that. But that would just leave sickness, kind of out of your studio a bit more. So you're not having students, call in sick. So you can keep consistency with the students and you keep yourself safe. Because when I started teaching for my first instructor, when I turned black belt, I got sick about every other day, it seemed like. So I would get sick for about 2-3 days. I'd be fine for a day, and then I'd get sick again. It seemed like it was just a constant, I felt good one day, and then I just got sick, and I was in the bathroom throwing up. It was horrible. For a good 6 months to a year, I got sick all the time because around kids. That was the first time I ever jumped myself into being around a lot of kids and all that. And boy, if your immune system isn't built up, you're getting sick. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You're getting sick. Now, I don't get sick that often. And when I do, I get really sick, but still it's, just what it is. But my immune system is pretty solid now. So I would recommend making sure that those details are wiped down clean, and then make sure you wash your hands after a day of teaching or whatever you're doing. And now let's go ahead. I want to talk about the equipment here real quick. So this equipment you need to wash pretty consistently too. So I would put that in your weekly cleaning because of course, feet, germs get on your body shields, your boards, if you have rebreakable boards, hand pads, things like that. Things get caught from the floor up to people's hands and in their face, and then they get sick. I know jiu-jitsu has a real big problem with that. I haven't had too bad of that problem in my studios when I had them. We're a stand-up martial arts, so we're usually more or less on our feet most of the time. We do hit the floor a little bit, but other than that, we're pretty much working out on our feet. But of course, with jiu-jitsu, once you get on that mat, you're on the ground for most of the deal. So I understand their process of why they want to keep everything cleaned and everything. But for stand-up games, I haven't had that problem. So, but just keeping those little detailed things clean, then I would say, that would probably keep you guys the sickness out of your studio. Now let's talk about the windows and kind of the outside of your studio. Now I'm kind of OCD when it comes to a couple things. I keep my house very clean, and I keep my studio clean. I keep my truck clean. Everything that I do, I keep clean, and I make sure that things are pretty well clean in my area. But if you have a big windstorm, dust flying around, I would, go out there once a week if it's a lot. Once a month, couple times a month, whatever. Take a broom and kind of just brush off the dust that's in front of your door, around the door, around your windows. And then if the windows are pretty bad, I would just take the broom, brush the dust off. If there's no like sticky stuff on there or handprints, things like that, then you could probably keep your windows pretty clean. But I would just concentrate on windows and outside just a couple months through the year. Just kind of take a look, make sure spider webs and stuff don't apply up around the corners of the windows and things, and you should be pretty good there. So that's all I got, guys. Go ahead, comment down below what you think, if I'm kind of on the right track or whatever it is, or you think you got some pretty good ideas there. But yeah, till next time, guys, go ahead and train hard, train smart, and I'll see you in the next one.